Okay, so now that we've covered a lot of the different sounds of Spanish, what we're going to do now is kind of try to bring this together and try to look at some of the danger areas that can cause us to sound a little bit too English when we're speaking Spanish, because this is a very common problem. And we're going to do this by looking at 3 letters in particular, which can change depending on the position in the word. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is start off with a little test, I believe, and we're going to see if you can hear the difference between these letters. So Angela, what's going on here? What are we talking about? What are the letters and what's the test that we're going to do?
Okay, so letters are B, D, and G. And I'm going to say 2 words per letter, and I want you guys to hear if you can hear any difference or not, okay? So let's start with the first one. Besar, cabeza. I'll say it once more. Besar, cabeza. Okay, now with the D. Dime, encantado. Dime, encantado. And the G. Gato, pagar. Gato, pagar. Did you hear any difference?
I think there's a difference there, but I'm not sure what it is, so maybe you can tell us a bit more about it.
So the second word should sound more, softer, just because what we do is when we say besar, we close our lips completely, besar, and it's like an explosion. But when I say, for example, cabeza, we don't close our lips completely, yeah? Cabeza. Can you hear it?
Yeah, so what's actually happening here, if I understand correctly, is that the letter, the same letter, the B, is actually, we're pronouncing it differently because it's coming in a different part of the word. And, this is something that I kind of learnt the natural way after, through many years of just listening. And so what we're trying to do here is kind of raise this and give you a bit of a shortcut, hopefully. And the way that I always came to think about this was just kind of almost half pronouncing the word. So whereas in, for example, besar, you've got the B, the hard B at the beginning. The second word, which was cabeza, is that right?
Yeah.
The B in cabeza, you're kind of like, it's almost like you're saying when you're drunk, it's like cabeza. You can't quite form the word letter in your mouth because you're too drunk. It's that kind of feeling. It's a very lazy feeling when that sound comes later on in the word.
Exactly, yeah. So rather than closing your mouth completely, you just leave it open for a little bit, and then the air escapes a little. Cabeza.
Yeah. Can we just hear that? Can you just tell us those letters and show us the difference between those letters?
Yeah, so ba, besar, cabeza.
So it's almost like B and yeah, it's difficult to say because we don't really pronounce it. Okay.
Yeah, and then the D would be dime, and then encantado. So you can see my mouth. I don't do the same. Dime, encantado.
And what would be the kind of English way of pronouncing that second word?
Encantado.
Right.
Yeah, so people try and pronounce every letter when they're learning. So they usually say encantado or cabeza. Yeah, and that's a bit uncomfortable. So you will feel that it sounds more natural if you relax it and pronounce it like the Spanish way.
Encantado.
Exactly. Well done. Shall we see some exercises?
What about the third letter?
Oh, the third letter.
I missed
sorry.
the third one.
Yeah, the G. Yeah, so gato, and then the other one pagar. So it sounds much more softer.
It's the same in each case, with the B, with the D, and with the G as well. It's just like half pronouncing it. So gato, just like the English g, right? Mm-hmm. And then pagar, I don't feel it here at all. Pagar, it's like my mouth starts to say the g, but then gives up halfway through.
Yes, exactly. And just remember, guys, that for the spelling. B and V in Spanish sound the same way. There is no difference in sound, yeah? So they both sound B. Mm-hmm. So let's try the exercises. First, the B. Cava. Abanico. Lobo.
One more time.
Lobo. Pavo.
Pago.
Pavo.
See, sometimes you can't even
Pavo.
hear it, I guess.
Yeah.
Pavo.
Cubo. Cebolla.
Cebolla.
Then with the D, pido.
Pido.
Cansada.
Cansada.
Mudo.
Mudo. That was a bit hard, wasn't it? Mudo.
Mudo, yeah. Quede.
Quede.
Codo.
Codo.
Last one, acudir.
Acudir.
Let's try with the G. Hago.
Hago.
Pega.
Pega.
Liga.
Liga.
Maga.
Maga.
Hugo.
Hugo.
Higo.
Higo.
Now a bit more difficult, yeah, because they've got sound combinations. So, bebo. First one hard, second soft. Bebo.
Bebo.
Vivir.
Vivir.
Robado.
Robado.
Dedo.
Dedo.
Deducir.
Deducir.
Dorado.
Dorado. Dorado.
And last one, dormido.
Dormido.
Okay.
Great. So what's funny about this actually is if you go to places where they have a very strong Spanish accent, like in somewhere like Cuba, it's actually a very colloquial thing that sometimes when they write the words, they actually miss out the sound at the end. So they'd say, they would say something like, instead of encantado, they'd write it like encantado. That's what I've noticed anyway. Have you seen that as well?
Yeah, in Andalusia as well. Encantado, dormido.
Yeah, so they actually make a thing out of, we don't pronounce the last, those consonants at the end of the words because it's a very kind of casual thing. All right, I hope that was useful. Lots of practice there. Remember to look back over the PDF in order to help you practice these words. Go back through the video, pause it as much as you need to, and hopefully this is going to reduce that Englishness in your accent and make you sound much more like a native. Okay, so see you next time.